Hey, this is Pastor Steele.
And I'm Pastor Kelley, and welcome to another edition of Steele Strong, our podcast.
I'm excited about today's topic.
Yep. It's something we are,
Born, I wouldn't say born to do, but
we're experts.
I wouldn't say that
We
either.
have more than 10,000 hours.
That's true. We do.
That makes you an expert.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
We're still working on it.
My God.
Yeah.
And we're 33 years and counting.
Married. Yeah.
Then 35 total.
That's right.
It'll be 36 in December, which is, I can't even believe we're just throwing them kind of numbers out there that are actually accurate numbers.
Well, the thing about it, that's
like almost 40 years.
Right. And it's unbelievable because you and I know where we should be and
my God.
it should not be married.
Oh my God.
Or still in love with each other.
Yeah, we shouldn't have made it.
Yeah, we should. And that's why I think we're so strong on teaching and encouraging about marriage, because we know we shouldn't have made it, but by the grace of God, we are making it.
By the grace of God. Because as we always say, there's a relief in quitting.
And we quit before.
We have. Absolutely have. Several times.
How old were we when we separated?
23.
22 years old.
Yep.
We finally separated.
Yep.
I think, it was about, the kid
I
was,
moved in with my brother.
You moved in with your brother.
Stella was
not
a
born.
baby. No, she was a baby.
Was she?
Yeah, she's obviously 31 now.
Gosh, it was so long ago.
Our older kids are 31, 32, and 34 now.
So back then you would say that Isaiah was like, what, 3 or 4?
3.
Mariah was 2 and Stella was newborn.
Like 6, 8 months.
Yeah, newborn baby.
Yeah.
And you did move out to your brother's house.
Yeah, for 2 months.
And we swore we weren't going to talk to each other anymore. We weren't going to see each other anymore. But yet we still found time to find each other.
We made a way out of no way.
We had conjugal visits.
Yep.
Yeah.
We made it happen still.
But
I'm grateful that we made a decision to come back together. We got some therapy. But that therapist even threw us under the bus.
Yeah, said you guys shouldn't be married because we were so polar opposite.
Yeah.
And, even last night we were talking about how we're opposite, but yet we have chemistry, which is so amazing. Because back then, like when we met in high school, I liked classical music, you liked rap music. I was law abiding, you were not.
Right. This is true.
Our tastes were different, but there was something that kept on drawing us to each other.
Yeah, and I think like they say, opposites do attract.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a saying that if you're the same, somebody's irrelevant.
Yeah.
So, you got to bring some different things to the table. So, and so do I.
You know what I loved about it when we first met is, and we talk about a lot when we first met, because I think it's important to reminisce in your marriage because it brings back good memories. But we always talked. Remember we would walk and talk because why did we not have car? I didn't have a car at 17. You didn't have a car at 18.
Yeah, I wrecked mine.
Okay.
Yep.
And you would ride your bike to my house.
Yep.
And then we would walk around the neighborhood and just talk.
Yep, and play tennis.
Yeah.
But and there's something to that.
Yeah, because we always found something to talk about. We'd always have conversation.
And I think that's one of the keys to staying married.
Right.
Staying in a relationship is that you got to have something to talk about. You got to have some level of interest.
And we were friends.
And we would challenge each other in different areas.
We would. You'd always have stats of history, and didn't have nowhere near a Bible, but you always had history stats, or you knew the news. You knew what was going on, current events. I knew about the news because I wanted to be a newscaster. So it was just really interesting that we kept that camaraderie. Even when we would break up, we would still talk to each other on the phone. Or this is in high school, we'd break up, but we'd go to the movies. That's something we always did together. We'd break up, but we'd meet at the mall. But we're broken up. It's like
Metro Center. Did they knock it down?
They knocked down Metro Center, babe. All of our memories
gone.
How many times I would run through there chasing you, and
the blessing is that before they knocked it down, me and you wanted to go see it one more time.
Yes.
And the news reporters came and they wanted us to, talk, and
they
couldn't believe. They're like, "Man, you are very articulate. Are you a speaker for a living?"
Right.
That was so fun.
Like,
I was like, "Actually, I am."
Yeah, actually, I am.
Yeah.
It's funny because when we first met,
and it was on the news.
It was on the news. For the first time we met in person, because back then there's no social media, there's no, TikTok or Instagram, like there's nothing. But I knew your name, I knew who you were because you were this great athlete. You played football, baseball, and basketball. Everybody knew Reggie Steele. That was the name. And I was at Metro Center with my dad when I was I 15?
17.
Was I okay?
Yeah, we weren't quite seniors.
Right. So we were going into our
senior
year. So
it was that July.
Okay, the summer
of 1990.
Of 1990, and I remember I was walking with my dad and my sister, and my dad goes, "Oh, look, there's Reggie Steele." Now, mind you, you were just a name without a face.
I was with my friend El Ray that day.
Yes, and I looked up, and you were wearing a black tank top and a Raiders hat. I still remember. And you walked up to us, and my dad's like, "Yeah," and my dad's like, and you looked at me, and I looked at you, and there was a little something there, but my dad was there. Mm-hmm. And then you walked off, and I thought, wow, he's really cute.
And then we ran into each other. That was July of 1990.
Yeah.
Then we ran into each other again December
of that year.
1990.
Yeah.
And that's when it was.
That's when I invited you over to my house, and
over.
You never left.
And I said, oh, my God. You said, what's wrong? I said, you're my wife.
Yes.
At 18. And you were 17.
And I believed you.
Yeah.
And it's weird because people say I don't believe in, love at first sight. I don't think it was love at first sight for me, but I definitely felt like I knew you. I felt like we had known each other before. And, I felt like, of course, I wasn't even a born again Christian then, but I knew it was like instinct. Like you were someone I had been looking for, and I found you is how I felt. Did you feel that about me too?
I did. It was weird. That's why I said, oh my God. I said, You said, what's wrong? I said, you're my wife.
Right.
So I'm like, and then I said, I was at your house for like 8 hours.
And we just talked.
And normally if I met a female, it was maybe an hour or two.
Oh, wow.
But to be at your house for 8 hours and we just talked.
We talked and talked.
Yeah, so it was just different, But like we always talk about, a lot of it was purpose.
It was purpose.
It was for what we're doing even today, 30 plus years later.
And we had no idea.
Thousands of people that we've been able to impact.
Yeah, because no one's in church, no one's serving God, back then, none of us were about the Lord. I didn't even know your parents were pastors. Like you kept that a secret till later on in our relationship. So there wasn't like any sort of, this is the Lord. The Lord was non-existent in our relationship. But we just knew.
I remember back, I was so far from God that I would lie to my parents. Remember, I would tell them, hey, I'm going to Kelly's church today. And they'd be
I would tell you I'm going to Reggie's church today.
Oh, man.
And then we would hook up at somebody's house all day.
Man.
And have a sin fest.
Oh, a sin fest. We supposed to be at church. Because back then you were going to First Institutional.
Yes.
So I would tell my parents, hey, I'm going to First Institutional.
Oh, my God.
To hear Pastor Warren Stewart. They're like, well, how are you getting there? I'm like, oh, her mom's picking me up.
And while our parents are receiving the Lord, we're receiving each other.
My God. Yeah. So that just goes to show you God can use anybody. Oh, my God. Yeah, we supposed to be in the house of God. And we was in the house already.
You were in the house.
My God in heaven.
But thank you for your mercy and grace, Jesus.
Man, come on. Lying on the church.
Yes, lying, a good excuse. Good gosh.
Yeah.
But God. But we still, of course, got married at 18 and 19 and, married too young.
I agree.
And I wouldn't say marry over sin, which we're very much a marry over sin pastors. Like, we're not.
Yeah, because there are pastors that when somebody gets pregnant, they're like, oh, y'all got to get married.
You have to get married now.
We don't do that. I've told couples, listen, if it's not God, don't do it.
That's right.
Just because you had children together doesn't mean you have to get married.
Right.
And because I've seen people that have done that, and it's been a disaster.
Right, because they're just not, so we're not
compatible.
That's right. We're not those type of leaders like back in, and maybe it's not so much now like it was back in the day, but we definitely, you were the pastor's son, and we got married young, of course, and then that was just a train wreck because we didn't know who we were.
Right. And that's why I like us, because we don't totally disagree. Like, I would never encourage, because I got married at 20. Yep. You were 19. Yep. I would not encourage anybody to do that.
And me, I loved being married at 19.
I mean, it worked for us, but we went through hell and back. That's why I would never encourage a 20-year-old in 2026. Yeah. If somebody was 20 right now and said, Pastor, I want to get married, I would discourage them.
Wow. And so I would be like, if that's the one you loved, I would tell them it's going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult.
What they call
your
that?
Frontal lobe.
Man, that ain't even turned the corner yet. Y'all going to mess each other up.
You will.
Get married at 20.
Well, what about it's better to marry than to burn?
Listen, hey, God is merciful.
I think for me, I guess when I say I don't mind getting married at 19, because I don't regret, some women go through that season where they regret that they got married so young and they never lived, they never went out, they never did their thing. I don't have that.
Yeah, we just had friends that just did that recently back east.
Yeah.
They were married for 28 years and she said, I didn't have fun.
Yep.
And divorced her husband. Now she's having fun.
I guess if that's what you want to call it. My belief in that, when you're an older woman, you might find a date.
My God.
But to find another husband, it's going to be hard. I don't care how good you look. There's an age limit.
She is 48.
You're knocking on 50. You might be able to find someone that'll marry you, but my experience from me just dealing with people, they'll date you, but they won't marry you. And maybe she doesn't want to be a married woman. Maybe she just likes being single. I don't know how you would enjoy that. And I'm talking about morals and, standards as a Christian woman, but I don't regret being married at 19. I don't feel like I missed anything. I don't feel like I missed being out there. I didn't have my hot girl summer. I didn't miss any of that stuff. Right. But that's just my character, and I guess it's just my makeup.
Yeah, you're just wired different.
Now that I'm losing all this weight and I'm, look, I told you when I get down to 187,
nobody can tell you nothing.
I'm going to be outside.
I'm going to be outside with you.
Amen, baby. You be right with me.
Yeah. I'm going to be out there all right. Yeah.
No, and no, I'm joking with that.
No,
but, as you get older, you change. But I guess because God is such the center of my life and my world, I want to honor God with everything I do. And I don't feel that lifestyle would be honorable for me,
Right,
and so, and plus I love you. I mean, I just told you this the other day that here we are 35 years later, and I believe I love you more than I did back then. And I show you my love by being there for you, supporting you. I'm available to you. I serve you.
Absolutely.
I serve you well.
Absolutely.
And I love doing that because I really love you with the love of the Lord.
Listen, I have no complaints as a husband.
And
Zero.
I know you love me too.
Absolutely, with everything I got.
There's nothing you won't do for me.
We've been blessed. We've had a blessed marriage. Has it been perfect? Absolutely not.
But that's the point.
But the blessing is that the point is what?
We haven't been perfect.
Right.
But now here we are all these years later saying these things to each other. Like, I love you more. You love me with everything you've got.
Yep.
But before, early on in our marriage, when it was hard, when it was difficult,
oh my God,
raising kids, not having enough money, finances out of whack, making bad decisions.
Right.
Like, when I look back, a lot of our financial issues in the beginning were bad decision making. And then later, it's just we had too many kids.
Right.
Because we had 5 kids in how many years?
6 years, 11 months, and 16 days.
Right. And we were the working poor.
Right.
Trying to make ends meet. But, I even asked you last night because, I got pregnant every year for almost 6 years. Not once did you say, oh, no, another baby, or how are we going to pay for this baby, or what? You never said those things.
I've always wanted a big family, and your mom would always remind us,
Yep.
You guys are having these kids you can't even afford. And she was absolutely right. We couldn't afford one of them. I know that's not good English.
One.
But God made it happen. Philippians 4:19, he said, I'll supply all your need according to my riches and glory. So God always provided for us.
He did.
But that's why. But again, I would never tell a 20-year-old to go out here and go be a father. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. I would discourage that. I would tell them to live a little while. My personal opinion, you shouldn't get married until you're like between 28 and 32.
Good Lord, that's late.
And that's not thus saith Pastor Steele. That's Reggie.
So you think at 2026 you should wait till 28 to 32. So that means you're done with college at what, 24, 23, 24.
22,
then 5 years of just kind of finding out what you're doing, and then walk down the aisle between 28 and 32.
Go buy a house.
Okay.
Get your credit together.
Sure.
Get a career.
Sure.
All of that.
Now, during that time, are you just sleeping with all kinds of people?
I mean, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't think there's any. You should obviously probably be dating.
Sure.
But I'm sure there's going to be some slip ups during that dating season. I think I saw a statistic last week that back in the 40s, 50s, 85% of the people, no, I think it was 95% 90+% of people who got married back then were virgins.
Wow.
Yeah, back in the day.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we know.
What is the stats today?
Oh Lord, probably 10-15%.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm not. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just saying
it's not 90%.
No.
Because I think back then that could be why people were jumping to get married, so they could be sexually active. Where now, I mean, purity is not even really talked about from the pulpit like it used to be.
Well, there was a reverence back then. There was a fear of God where we don't have that today.
Right. There was probably an honor too, and a higher expectation of what a good girl was and what a bad girl was, And I think now the bad girl is accepted more than the good girl.
Because obviously I've had people ask me, personally, should they wait? And I said, are you asking Pastor Steele or Reggie?
Oh, no.
You're going to get two different answers.
Please, only Pastor Steele's answer, please.
Yeah.
What's Reggie's answer?
Reggie's answer is, I think you should make that happen. Yeah. Make sure everything is on the up and up. Make sure nobody's disappointed. Yeah.
What's the pastor answer?
Don't wait. Be still and know he's God. And
no, it's not.
Wait till marriage.
Wait.
Yep. Wait.
Wow.
Yeah, wait till you get married. Walk down the aisle and do it
right.
the God way.
Yeah. Give her your name.
But if you're not going to do it the God way, y'all go ahead and make it happen. And,
oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? They're going to, as one of my mentors told you and I years ago, they're going to do it anyway. Is that what he told us?
That's what he said.
Back in 2008. And we were like, no,
I couldn't
Bishop,
understand it.
They got to wait and believe God and wait till they get, he says, young man, they're going to do it anyway.
Man.
And man,
boy,
they're going to do it anyway.
Or they're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
I've only met one couple that I know personally that waited until they got married.
Wow.
Everybody else,
ooh, Jesus,
man, listen,
Jesus.
Making it happen.
Right. As were we.
To R. Kelly.
What? Oh, God. That's funny.
I know.
So here we are, married still, and chemistry is something we always talk about. I've heard people say that chemistry doesn't keep a couple together. Love, and respect, and mercy, all those do. We believe mercy keeps you together. Love, of course, honor, respect, those work. But there has to be some form of chemistry. And I think for you and I, baby, we were talking the other day how people don't understand us, I don't think. If they heard our conversations or how we speak to each other, which is fine because it's our own relationship. But I think we're too real. What is it that people wouldn't understand with us?
Yeah, I think we're too real.
With each other.
With each other. And I think that some people, we've watched people get very uncomfortable around us because we're over the top. I think when it comes to being transparent.
Probably.
Then we can be very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And there's people that still aren't vulnerable. They're not.
We make them uncomfortable because we talk about uncomfortable things amongst each other. It doesn't bother us. Like, I love that we could talk about anything, and we laugh a lot about stuff.
Yeah.
And
like for instance, we were talking to some pastors years ago. We were at lunch with them, and when I explained to them that you are not my spiritual equal, they everybody fell out. The wives were like, well, I'm his equal, and the pastors were like, yeah, she's my equal, and I'm like, you're not my equal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, anything with two heads is a freak.
Right.
And both of those guys run mega churches.
They do.
But they were just messed up.
Yep.
And it's not like I'm up here, telling you what to do every day.
No.
That's not.
It's called order.
Right.
I'm old school. I follow you you follow Christ. I believe you're the head of my house.
Right.
I believe that God has made it divine where you are the head and I am behind you.
And how often do I have to remind you of that?
Never.
Exactly.
Because I understand Bible.
And
I understand
they
authority.
Made it seem, and this couple was like, well, you're telling her what to do. And I'm like, it's not even like that.
I understand submission.
She understands submission. She understands. And there are times where when she has an opinion, I'm like, you know what? I was thinking about this, but no, we're not going to rock with that.
Right.
We're going to rock with your opinion. I said, because again, a multitude of counsel.
Yeah.
There's safety.
Right.
But Ecclesiastes 4:9 says 2 is better than 1.
Right.
So we're better together.
We're better. And it's submission. I like the fact that you lead well. I like the fact that you are making decisions. Like last night, we couldn't decide where to go for dinner. And I go, baby, I'll go wherever you want to go. and just, which is rare because usually I'm the planner in the relationship, which is fine. I don't mind planning. I've been doing that for 35 years. So I'll plan what we go. But last I said, whatever you want to do, we'll do.
And we were just driving, not knowing where we were going.
We were driving, not knowing where we were headed.
I said, we're going to go to so-and-so.
Yeah, and I said, great, babe. No problem. And that might be a small thing. But even with that, I don't mind giving in and yielding to you because you also give in and yield to me.
Right.
So it's dual, but for the most part, I'm not your spiritual equal, nor do I want to be. I don't know what it feels like to have to worry about 2 mortgages, the church and our house. I don't know how it feels about making sure all of our employees have insurance paid and making sure all of our employees have their paychecks, when the time is due. I don't know what that burden feels like because spiritually, you by faith are running this ministry, and I just believe God that He'll supply as He always has, and He'll supply for our family as well. So I don't want to be your equal when it comes to that. I'll be your partner, but I'm not equal to, nor do I need to feel that way. I like being a submitted woman of God.
And that's order.
It's order. And that could be so old school, but
yeah, it is.
I'm submitted.
A lot of people these days don't believe in what we're talking about right now. They're like, oh, I'm not feeling that.
I mean, even before I preach, I ask you, babe, what do you think about this topic? Or I say, honey, I think I'm going to preach this. What do you think? I don't just come up to you and be, the Lord said this, that,
Right.
I'm like, no, I have order to who, you're my pastor. So before I do anything with this church, I ask permission. I ask, can I? I ask, what do you think? And then you give me your input, either yes or no. At staff meeting, I'm very much, baby, what do you think? Not this is what I'm going to do, and that carries on from home to church. Naturally, I'm not at home to church, and I don't have a problem doing that because I understand the blessing in being a submitted wife.
Man, you need to do a whole a curriculum on how to be a submissive.
I have a curriculum.
Because the word submissive means to yield.
Yep.
It means to give in.
Give in.
And I believe that's why in a marriage you need to find purpose. And obviously there needs to be preference too, because who you wake up to matters.
And I know you love waking up to me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because there's preference, but also we know there's purpose as well.
Right.
And so that's where a lot of times people need to find that purpose.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm grateful. And that's why I was telling you yesterday, I'm grateful that we have chemistry.
We do.
When it comes to, our purpose.
Yeah.
When it comes to just our marriage period and how we get along and, how we think alike and how we finish each other's sentences and so on and so forth.
Yeah. And we do think a lot. And we really have adapted to be one flesh. And the Word of God says that that's what happens. It's a mystery, the Bible says. Yeah. But we are really one flesh, and I wouldn't want to be one flesh with anybody else. With all the stuff we've been through, all the things we did when we were younger, and I just love, you always told me when we were teenagers, I'm going to grow old with you.
That's what I told you.
And here I am looking at you with this sexy gray beard. And, we've grown old together. And I just hope that couples that are watching this know that there could be difficult times in marriages and challenging times, but if they could just work through and persevere and remember that the good always outweighs the bad.
That's good.
And know that with God, nothing is impossible. And what God has put together, let no man separate.
That's good.
That they can too have a great, strong marriage.
I love it. I was watching something. I believe you sent it to me. This gentleman lost his wife, I believe, after 50, 60 years of marriage. And he was at a restaurant, and he still took her picture. And while he was eating, he had her picture at the restaurant.
Yeah.
I thought that was so nice.
Yeah.
But I can relate to something like that because the two do become one.
Yeah.
Especially with us being 33 years later.
Yep.
And I've told you, man, if we can get 33 more.
Let's do it.
That'd be 66 years.
Yeah.
And there's a couple that attends here. They're in their 66th year, so we know
it can happen.
That's feasible.
Yep.
But yeah, God has been good to us.
He's been good.
Kept us, and because when anybody should be divorced,
yes,
it should be us. We definitely should have been a casualty.
Yep.
But God.
No weapon formed against us shall prosper.
Amen.
Not then, not ever.
Amen.
And we'll just keep on doing what we do.
Keep doing
You're
what we're doing.
You're my best friend. You're my buddy.
That's right.
And I love you.
And I'm grateful. Amen. Because my goal, I'm only doing this one time.
Marriage.
Right.
Me too. You better be one.
Hey, real talk.
Don't have me blow the church up.
Uh-oh. Man.
This was good.
This was good. Well, I pray you were blessed by this podcast, Still Strong. Make sure you subscribe and tell your friends about it as well. We're doing this every Friday, so love for you to keep tuning in.
Yep.
Praying for you.
God bless.
God bless.